Let me be careful to give credit where credit is due. A great number of years ago, um, probably in about this is 2011, it was about, the year was approximately 82 or 3, about and then. I came across a Bible teacher named R.B. Theme, Jr. in Houston. His website is RB Theme. Let me look at it here with the URL. rbtheme.org. That'd be right. He's since passed, but his teachings are on there. Text, audio, a few video, and the man was a prolific Bible teacher. He taught for 4 decades, I think 5 or 6 hours a week, thousands of hours of teaching, and small suburban church. But he had a policy of giving away his books and his tapes, cassette tapes. It was hundreds of hours of his tapes. Some people might be surprised or not surprised. Anyway, that got me. Anyway, major influence in my life. Never met him. Never shook his hand. I went to his church maybe twice, maybe. Like on Wednesday night, and it was right at the end of the service. It was strange, but one of his big influences was that he knew history. He studied history, I think, in large measure, so that he could teach the Bible better. Because if you can understand a lot of parts of the Bible, there are a lot of wars, like Jebusites and Perizzites and Hittites and Amorites. Who are they, and where they come from, and what's it all about, and why are the prophets so upset about the things in the groves and the Baal worship? He studied that extensively. He brought it as relevant to his messages. When he got those passages, he brought fascinating. He knew it. He brought it to life. He renewed my interest in history, which had died in high school. One of the things he said so I can never, ever, ever deny the existence of God. Totally put a stake down for me. He said that Christ came in the fullness of time. The Bible says that different times and ways. But he said that Alexander the Great conquered the known world in the Mediterranean. That's a fascinating story. Just him. In 33 years he died. Fascinating that God did so much so quick. And he caused every country that he conquered to study Greek. So you had all these many different countries, different languages, all over the Mediterranean, and then they all knew one language, Greek. Great. Romans conquered the Greeks. Romans built roads all over the place. Roads for both to move the military back and forth and commerce. Very important. They established and maintained Pax Romana, 200 years of peace. And what he said that really struck home for me, boy, it comes and goes, don't it? Was that at the time of Christ, when he died, when he rose again, and the Gospels were written, the epistles were written, those were in one far little place in the far end of the known world. Well, because they're written in Greek, and because the Roman roads existed, and because all the commerce was happening between the countries, they weren't at war with each other, that in the lifetime of a few decades, all the known world could have the New Testament. Therefore, God's in charge of history. You take away one language or the roads or the peace, and you couldn't move that message that far that fast. And we have it now in Greek all over the place, and that's just, I went, oh my gosh. Still to this day, just, oh my gosh. So, I offer you that. And do go to rbtheme.org. I could talk a long time about him, but I won't. But that was one thing that really got me going, thinking positively about history.